Welcome to the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast.
My name is Jen Clark.
And I'm Elka Clark. We are a mother-daughter team who started our Zazzle e-commerce businesses over 10 years ago and have sold $15 million and counting of products on Zazzle with our designs on them.
We had so many people asking us how we did this, so we created our signature course, the Profit by Design Academy, which teaches our 5 strategies for success on Zazzle.
When we aren't helping creative entrepreneurs just like you create profitable e-commerce businesses, we love cooking food from places all over the world that we've traveled to, jet setting to our next dream destination, spending quality time with our close friends and family, or having fun creating our next bestsellers in our Zazzle businesses.
In this podcast, we share actionable steps you, the creative, can take to make money in your e-commerce business on Zazzle. Each episode will take you one step closer to achieving freedom with your time, location, and finances.
We believe that you can have anything you dream of, as long as you work smarter, not harder. And we're here to give you the tools you need to make your dreams happen. Let's get started. Hey there, it's Elka
and Jen, and in this episode of the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast, we're going to talk to you about how to overcome your fears when starting an online business on Zazzle.
And this is an exciting topic for us because what if you let all of these fears stop you from creating an online business using Zazzle? If that had happened to us, we wouldn't be sitting here right now telling you that we have made over $1.5 million combined take home by selling our products on Zazzle. I would have never imagined that 13 years ago. I had these fears, but I didn't let them stop me. But maybe they're stopping you from moving forward, getting the help you need to feel comfortable to start and get going and take that plunge, take that next step, even though it's fearful, and say, hey, I also have something to deliver and to give to customers, and I can make money on Zazzle.
Yeah, and I think maybe even the first main fear is being an online entrepreneur in itself is lonely, and you're scared maybe of not having anyone else to talk to or understand or, have them feel the feelings that you're feeling or have them go through the things that you're going through or even have somebody to ask questions or to look up to. And first of all, that's why we're here, because we've been through those exact moments and we've had those exact moments of doubt and fearfulness and overwhelm and uncertainty. And it's not even that scary. It's just that we've had these certain moments where all of a sudden we start to think or second guess about certain things, and we really shouldn't let those things affect us because they are small, tiny little things that actually in the long run or in the actual scope of things don't make very much impact in your Zazzle business. It's actually more just you having that necessary boost of confidence or understanding that you're good enough or that you can do this and having that, positivity going forward and creating a good solid foundation for your Zazzle business with a great positive mindset and without those fears that can overwhelm you.
Exactly. So that's a really good way to handle as you move into building your Zazzle business. But also what happens if you can't start because you don't think that it's possible. And so that's what we're going to focus in on today. And I'm going to actually read out the most common ones that our students always talk about in terms of why they aren't even starting on Zazzle. And it's a shame because Zazzle is a great marketplace. The uniqueness on Zazzle is the fact that there are unique products on Zazzle with designs on them that are very unique. And this is why customers come to the Zazzle marketplace. So if you're worried about fitting in or whatever, you don't have to. You're actually allowed to bring your uniqueness to the Zazzle marketplace because that's what customers are looking for. And so if you're creative, if you have things that anything from artwork to photography to drawing. We have so many people that are animators and cartoonists and things like that, and also pure watercolors, pure art, abstract art, pure oil painting, then pure photography, and also anyone who's like a surface pattern designer or anyone who's just having fun on Photoshop and creating lots of fun things. These are all so unique, that the things that you're making, and that's what the Zazzle customer wants. So this is exactly the platform for you. So let's overcome those fears and help you overcome those fears, so that you can show the world these amazing things through the Zazzle platform, because it's an international platform where customers can shop all over the world, and you just never know unless you give it a try. So we're going to help walk you through some of these, and you'll probably resonate with this list that I've compiled. And then we're going to help undo those fears, or at least make them less fearful, so that you can take that plunge and start in on your own online Zazzle business. Because I think it's worth a try for you, and you might as well try it out, right? Otherwise, you'll never know. Okay, so my list here. The first, I'm just going to list them, and then we're going to go through each one separately. So having a fear of competition and being able to feel like you can compete with what's already on the platform. That's a really big one. This second one ties in with that your designs and your artwork and photography that you're offering may not be good enough, or it's not something that people would want. And so that's a big fear as well. Some people have come up have told us that it was great for when we started 13 years ago, but now they feel that there is no opportunity to get to make more money. That it's already been done. Like if they're too late for success, for example. And if that's the case, if that really resonates with you, that we'll get back to that. We'll talk about that one. The fourth thing is, I don't want to make what's selling on the homepage. So if you go to the Zazzle homepage and you see certain items that are being promoted, and you go, well, that's not what I have to offer, and you go, well, then it won't work for me, then that is actually a fear, because you're fearing that if you put in the time and energy to list your products and create a store and do all the things you need to do to get your products recognized and out there, then you'll think you're wasting your time. So it's a fear of wasting time. But we're here to tell you that that's not the case, but we'll get more into that in a minute. The other fear is, if I put all this time and effort into it, I still feel like I'm not going to make enough money on Zazzle to justify it, or just fear that there is no opportunity to even make that much money, because that doesn't happen to you. It just happens to some select few that you hear about, because you hear about so many others that actually are not making as much money online, and those are ringing more true to you. Okay, then the next one is, I can't promote or I don't want to promote, and I know that I have to promote in order to make sales, but I don't want to be salesy, and sales feel icky to me, because I'm a creative. I just want to put my stuff up, but I don't want to force people to buy. And that's a real fear, because associated with that innate feeling, which is true and valid, you're fearing that you are going to end up not being able to sell because that component is missing. So the whole idea feels very fearful to you, because you're going to have to be doing something that you think you need to do that you don't feel comfortable with. And so it's a very real thing. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on that one. And then the last one is, I don't have a plan, because I don't know exactly what I need to do to be successful, and I don't want to waste my time. And so I really fear that anything I do is possibly not going to get me to where I want to go. That's one of the big ones that people talk about all the time and ask us, how can they solve that? Or how can we help them solve that? And so that's the list. So now let's go back quickly we're going to dive in deep into each one of them, so that you can really help see that that's maybe a fear that is not based in reality. It's based in your assumptions that you've had, because you didn't know any more than what you already know. And by us helping you and telling you a bit more insights as to what's going on in the Zazzle marketplace and our experience over the years, hopefully that will help you diminish that fear, and you'll take the leap and start to see if this is a potential business for you, because we'd certainly love that if you were successful on Zazzle. That's what we're here to do, empower you to be successful with your creativity and enjoy and love what you're doing. Okay, so competition.
The first one, the first one is competition can't compete. So you're nervous or scared that there's too many people selling things that you probably can't sell, or you just feel like there's too many people on the Zazzle marketplace and there's no place for you. And I'm going to come out and say that there is definitely a very, very big place for you, because each individual designer on Zazzle, like you mentioned before, is unique, and each designer brings a unique skill, a unique touch, a unique feel to their products, and a unique piece of artwork and design to Zazzle products. And so if you are individual and unique and you respect everybody else's property and copyright, and you don't copy other people on Zazzle, which is a very big no-no, then you are bringing your own individuality to the Zazzle products. And that means that you are unique and nobody else is like you. So your products will stand out. And there is so much money going on in this world, and e-commerce, and people are buying, and there are so many people who in this world who want to buy your products, and who are willing to buy your products. So if you are scared or nervous that there's going to be nobody buying your products, if you think about it, it's actually almost a little bit like out of this world type of thing, because there are so many people in this world who are buying online, and there are so many people who like the same things that you like, and there are so many people who like the same designs as you do. And if you market your products and you create those products for those potential buyers, there will be people who buy your products.
Yes. And it does tie in a little bit with promotion, because you have to reach those people.
Yes.
But once those people find you, then they'll be so excited to be able to purchase things from you. Most likely they'll say things like, well, I'm so glad that I finally found someone who gets me. And that's the key, is that you're looking for those customers that are going to resonate with what you have to offer. And then selling will be easy. And that's going to be really important for you to remember. So the other thing about competition is that there is no competition, in a sense. And if you get stuck on the competition, then you will get stuck on the possibility of you selling. So if you don't believe that it's possible for you, it won't happen. And some examples, like we want to give you examples that, yes, it happens to us. We can compete even in the marketplace today. It has nothing to do with us already being sellers on Zazzle and having had success. But students of ours who just start in our Profit by Design Academy, they make sales almost within the month of starting, and even sometimes within the week of starting. And so how would they make those sales if there was so much competition? So unfortunately, it's more so a matter of presenting yourself, your designs and your artwork, or your photography or your graphic designs, and being in a position where you're promoting it to that target audience that works for you. And so then you don't compete, because you're competing against yourself, and that's it. And we love that, because the competition is out there, but it's not your competition. You're delivering things that only you can deliver. And so therefore, once you get those out there, people start to buy them. Okay, what about not good enough in terms of designing? That's another fear that people have. Do you want to speak to that one?
Yeah, if you think that you're not good enough in terms of your designs because they're not like the ones on the Zazzle homepage, or that they're not like the super trending pastel colors, or, you know, glitter or girly or unicorn, or all of the fun things that have happened throughout the past couple of years. I remember way back when burlap and fake lace were very popular. And yes, definitely those products sold, but you don't have to have products within that type of niche or with those specific types of
designs
that sell. So if you're on the Zazzle marketplace or on the Zazzle homepage and you see, very specific typed trending designs and that's not your thing, that doesn't mean that your designs aren't good enough to be sold on Zazzle. It just means that your designs aren't on the homepage possibly, but there are so many things that are going on in the back end and so many people are buying on Zazzle that you don't even know about. On the Zazzle homepage, there's probably room for 30 or 40, maybe 50 products here and there, but there are thousands and thousands and thousands of products for sale.
Hundreds of thousands
for sale on Zazzle.
Oh, in terms of sales on Zazzle, it's almost like in the billions. Yeah, it's crazy.
And so if you think that because you're not on the Zazzle homepage, then you're not going to make sales or you're not selling the types of products that you see on the first couple of popular products on Zazzle, their homepage, it doesn't necessarily mean that your designs aren't good enough. You obviously have to have designs that are very well designed in terms of the specific design elements and that they're eye-pleasing and that they're eye-catching and that they have their proper templates or that there's a specific niche that you're catering to that people will actually want to buy those designs. But if you are putting yourself down as an artist or thinking that your designs won't sell or that you're not good enough just because of what you see on the outside of what Zazzle is, it doesn't actually mean that you're not going to get sales. I sell some designs from way back when I first started out on Zazzle that I personally think are very, very ugly and people buy them still to this day. But it just means
that they like them.
It just means that they like them. I was going through my transition of learning how to become a better designer, and you're always trying to improve your designs after you create your last one, right? And so when I first started out on Zazzle, some of my designs aren't up to my standards that I have put now as a Zazzle designer, but it doesn't mean that people don't like them or that they aren't being sold or being purchased. And so if you can now get into the mindset that if you think that your designs aren't good enough, take a step back and actually understand that there are so many more possibilities for customers to come to you because they actually truly do like your design. It's not that they're looking for the super trendy or super popular thing. There are so many people who are very niche or niche related and that they want a very specific type of thing. And if you offer that to them, then that's where the magic happens and that's where you're going to make your sales.
Yes. For example, we have a lot of students who are in very specific niches like crocheting, knitting, hunting and fishing, martial arts, things that you would never see on the Zazzle homepage in terms of product and niches and themes or niches. But they're still selling and they're doing really well because they found their target market. So take away the assumption and then you've taken away the fear. So that's what we're trying to do with those examples, and hopefully we've done that. Okay, so some of our people that come to us, they say, well, this is all really well and good, but you aren't making any money anymore. You're selling your courses. And also that, you guys were successful back then, but there's no room for more now. All the top sellers are selling everything and it's all taken up. So it's too late to get started. So first of all, I call BS to all of that because we're still very active designers on Zazzle. We still make lots of money every month. And so that's unfortunate that that's an assumption that's being made. But the second thing that's really important is that there are Zazzle designers who just started out recently who are crushing it on the Zazzle marketplace. Some of them are definitely because they've been helped by us through our program and trainings, but some others are just doing it on their own. And the main thing is that people who are starting now are just as successful, if not even more successful than when we started, because when we started, there were very few products to sell. The platform wasn't as user-friendly. There were less people that were willing to buy online, let alone coming to the website. And now all of that is booming. And so this is the best time in the history of Zazzle to get in on the selling aspect of Zazzle. This is the best time in the history of Zazzle to become a Zazzle designer. You have the most opportunity with the most possibilities. more than we ever did. So we would be super excited to see how you do within a certain time period compared to us doing so well over the last 13 years.
Have you heard about our newest program, the Z Supercharger, yet?
Are you a new or current Zazzle designer who's overwhelmed with what to do, frustrated with lack of sales, uncertain about what works, feeling icky about selling, and unsure how you can generate consistent sales in your Zazzle business?
The Z Supercharger is a brand new, never-before-offered way for you to receive consistent critiques from Zazzle experts on your designs, titles and tags, store categories, and collections. Increase your power to get to consistent 5K months faster on Zazzle with the Z Supercharger, which is specifically created to help you improve your design, SEO, and marketing skills.
This critiqued-based program is perfect for you if you want to receive feedback from us, Jen and Elka Clark, on your designs, titles and tags, store categories, and collections as you populate your Zazzle store to increase your power to get to consistent 5K months.
Head over to the show notes to grab the link, and we'll see you in the Z Supercharger. Now let's get back to the show.
We've already covered I don't want to make what's selling on the homepage because that's not my thing. We've just kind of covered that actually with the first one in between. Yeah. So let's move on to the next one. I can't make significant amounts of money on Zazzle. Well, what do you think about that one?
I think that is definitely a mindset block and an earnings income block, or whatever you want to call it, because you have to make a shift in your mindset to actually be open and receptive to the possibilities that you can make those amounts of money online on Zazzle. First of all, Zazzle is a very well-known international company, and they do a lot of marketing externally for external customers to come into Zazzle. And the thing is that Zazzle works coexistently with Zazzle designers, right? If Zazzle doesn't sell, they don't make money. But if you don't sell, you don't make money. So you need to work cohesively. So Zazzle is working very hard to promote and to make sure that their platform is super user-friendly, to bring in external customers, to make sure that those sales happen, because if they don't sell your products or sell products online on Zazzle, they're not making money. And so Zazzle is doing everything in their capable possibilities to make sure that those things happen for you. So first of all, that's working for you. And then second of all, Zazzle, as I said, is an internationally known company where so many people from around the world come to customize products. It is such a unique print-on-demand company where any customer can 100% completely customize the templates that you create, and also have such a wide range of different products to choose from. Mm-hmm. And so first of all, that is absolutely amazing. And then third of all, I'm mixing up my numbers now, but third of all, if you provide a customer with a type of product or a service, or give them something that they want to buy, and this is why we spoke a lot about how you create products that serve in a specific niche, and that you have customers that will no doubt buy your products, is because you personally bring something unique to your business on Zazzle. And if you are very adamant about creating that uniqueness and making sure that you have the proper products and the proper templates, and you're providing, I like to say, a service or an end product result to the customer, then you are giving them the full-on experience. And so you will definitely be able to make those sales. There are so many possibilities, and the fact that when you make one product on Zazzle, it's virtual. And it's called a print-on-demand company because it's actually virtual until the customer buys it, right? And when they buy it, it's printed on demand. And so that means that you can literally sell thousands and thousands of different copies of that one specific product that you made to multiples and multiples of different people around the world, right?
And not just
over again.
Yeah, and not just like in the last month, but year after year after year.
Yeah. And that brings us back to the point where I said in this podcast that I've sold things that I've made years ago that I it was in the transition of when I became a Zazzle designer. But the thing is that I made that design 7 years ago or even 10 years ago, and I'm still selling those designs today, and so are you. And because we made that one design way back when, it came along with us on our journey. When we created it, we didn't actually ever think that it was possible. But now that we're here to tell you that we've made money on products, and we still make money on products that we've created years ago, it is a money-making possibility that will come with you and be continuing with you on your Zazzle journey throughout the years. And it gives you that possibility of, like, I like to say, unlimited sales opportunities.
Of
because
course.
it's truly, that's what it is. That you're unlimited to the amount of customers that you have specific to one product. It's not like you're selling one physical t-shirt. You're selling one t-shirt that actually isn't made until someone orders it, and you're able to customize that t-shirt and have it be bought by, anyone in under the sun. And you also are able to sell that t-shirt years from now in the future.
Yes. So consider this. Your limit on how many products you can have on Zazzle in one account is 100,000 products. So you've got a huge inventory, if you want to get that far, of products that you could sell and have floating around in virtual reality on the internet. So that's always, first of all, an opportunity for you to expand and make more money. The second is that you don't need $100,000 or 100,000 products to make that much money. You just need a core set of products that are going to work for you year after year. And that's what we teach you in the Profit by Design Academy. We can't go into it here in the podcast because it has to do with a lot of different aspects of looking at products and then analyzing them, how many sales they make, do they sell consistently month after month, year after year, how do you build them up, how do you build around them, how do you promote them to keep them fresh, all of that stuff. There's a lot of strategy and things behind it, but it's possible. That's what we want to tell you here. So possible in the sense that you've got the possibilities to have this happen, but you also want to understand that your fear may be related to the amount of money that you might be able to make when it comes to saying, okay, how much money could I make on Zazzle? I am not going to make very much. And so maybe for you have maybe $100 or $1,000 a month in your mindset that's the thing that's possible. But we're here to tell you that it's more than that. You can do more than that. You can make as much money as you possibly want on the Zazzle Marketplace. You just have to have the products that are selling for you. And some students of ours that are doing really well right now, they're selling more than just at $5,000 a month. They're selling more often at the 5, the 10K. And Jen and I, we've gotten to the point where we've sold 15, 20, 25,000 sometimes in a month. So the potential is there. And what you need to do is set up your Zazzle store properly and get analytical about what it is that's happening in your store and manipulating the sales that come in and not manipulating them, but more leveraging them is the word I want to use, so that you can really continue to expand and grow the things that are working for you. And then it multiplies. It's exponential. One of our students, he started out with making about, took him 3 months to make his first $1,000. But then in the next month, he already made $1,000 a month. Then it took him about another 3 months to move up. And then all of a sudden he made $5,000 a month. So it works exponentially, but you have to have things in place. And so we say this over and over again, Zazzle's not a get-rich-quick scheme. But once you've got that product inventory, then you've built it up slowly over time, then things start to happen for you and you can get to those numbers.
Yeah, and you're making money passively. So that means you're not actually physically working all the time while you're earning that amount of money.
Which is what I love.
Yeah. I love when I go to sleep and then I wake up and I get all these emails and it says you've made this amount of money. Or when you're on the beach or when you're like reading a book or when you're doing anything that you're doing but not being on the computer, you're still there making sales and earning money online.
Yeah, I know. It's like on the beach. Let's check how much money I made while I'm not working. Yeah. It's just, and obviously we worked initially to set things up, but now that we've got our Zazzle business working for us rather than us working for it, we can sometimes work less than 4 hours a month just to keep and maintain our current income. And if we want to increase our income, we can do that as well. And we know, because we've got a certain set of strategies and plans that we follow, and we know that that works because we developed those over the years. And you may have heard us talking about the 5 strategies, which are crucial. And as soon as we implement those into our business, we can grow our businesses even more. And then our students have used the same strategies, and they've seen such a huge difference to someone who maybe has been struggling for 5 years and made like $2,500 total. So that's basically $500 a year. And then getting into the program, into the Profit by Design Academy, and in the first year making $10,000 as a total for the year. And so that's huge, right? And it's because there's steps and plans, strategies and plans that you can follow to do the things right, to maximize your ability to earn money. And the thing that's stopping you right now is that you don't have access to those plans, or you also don't have people telling you that this is what's possible because you haven't heard it before. You maybe listened to this podcast. And if that's the case, welcome to the earning world of Zazzle, because that's really what it is. It's like printing money in a way, because if you figure out what's necessary in order to deliver what the Zazzle customer wants, then sales become easy. And I'm sliding into that last fearful reason for why people get fearful about starting on Zazzle, because they feel like they need to promote and they're not as comfortable promoting. Whereas when you set things up properly, all your promotion can actually be organic, which means it's passive, and it's not you saying, please buy my stuff. It's you allowing the customer to come to your store and your Zazzle products and go, wow, I love that. I want that. You don't even have to say, could you please buy this? And so we teach that very strategic way of doing things. And we teach that in the Profit by Design Academy. Mm-hmm. But so that is, and actually I already said I don't have a plan, and I talked about that already too. So I think we've covered all the fears. So do you want to give any more examples of some people who had some fears when they first started out, and then once they have a plan, they follow the 5 strategies, they get much more comfortable, and they're so happy that it takes a shift. And so for you listening, you might go, well, I don't have all these fears, but just be kind to yourself and ask yourself, when you accuse somebody of something negative, you get your back up. They get their back up right away, right? So the main thing is for you to hear what we're saying and allow yourself to give yourself that possibility rather than being stuck in your fears. Allow yourself to say, allow yourself to say, are those fears real? Or are they things that you're making up specifically because of what you know? And it's not that you're not smart, it's that you just don't know what's possible because you haven't heard of it or you haven't seen it. And now that you've listened to this podcast, I think you might have changed your mind about some of your fears, because they were basically based on your previous assumptions, which were perfectly fine because you didn't know any better, and now you do, and now you understand that the fears are not really fears. It was just a lack of knowledge, a lack of seeing things from a different perspective, and that those fears were really true for you at the time because you were not aware of the possibilities, and so you were doing the job that you're supposed to do. You were doing the job of keeping yourself safe because you don't want to risk something. You don't want to get into something that could harm you or be hurtful for you later or waste your time while you could be doing something else. And so human nature, we as humans and as people who are like looking after ourselves, that we need to like take care and make sure we're safe. We tend to create fear around that so that we stop ourselves from doing things that are not known to us or comfortable with us. But then once you start to get into the position where you can hear stories of other people who are doing really well, or you're getting information that's going to help you dissuade you from that fear, then you realize, okay, those fears, even though they were real at the time, now that I know more, I can say that they're no longer fears. And there's no judgment. It's really just a matter of, do you want this? What's standing in your way? Are these fears real? And if they're actually not real, because now you have more knowledge and more understanding, then you can move ahead and you can start to explore this opportunity to be involved on the Zazzle platform, create your own business, and maybe even quit your day job and do the things you've always wanted to do, because that's what happened to Jen and I. We used the Zazzle platform initially and actually was quite fearful of the platform myself, because especially at that time, it was like, this is a new online thing. And it wasn't very, at the time, it was very, very new, to the point where I didn't know whether I could trust that I would even get paid by Zazzle. But when that first paycheck came in, and also when I saw that other people were already making a lot more money on Zazzle, then I realized, okay, my fears were not necessary. It was just that I didn't know what I was up against. And now then when I found out more about it, then I realized, okay, that wasn't really a true fear. It was something that I had done to protect myself. And so now, hopefully this podcast gives you a bit more insight as to what's available for you, and maybe you won't have as many fears starting in on this business, and you'll see what you can come up with.
Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur with Jen and Elka Clark.
We hope this episode has given you actionable steps to start and scale your Zazzle business so that you can have the passive online income to have location and time freedom to live your dream life.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a minute to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Each review helps us reach more creative entrepreneurs like you working to create a profitable e-commerce business.
And don't forget to take a screenshot and share it on your Instagram stories and tag us at Miss Jen Clark and at Elka Clark. We'd love to hear your biggest takeaways from today's episode. See you back here next week.